Hey, it's the last day of the semifinals, and welcome to it, baby. I'm the man with the master marble plan, your MC, Big Daddy Swift. And today we find out who our other two finalists are going to be. Our teams, Hojo Dojo, Team White, Karma Jolt, and the Side Order have all fought real hard to get here, but only two of them are going to go on to fame, while the rest will go home in shame. See, you need the points for the fame, though, baby, and you get 5 of those sweet babies for first, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth, and of course nothing if you fail or stall or don't finish. Everybody wants those points, so you can get that $150 Canadian grand prize for the series winner. So, without further ado, let's go to the best marble 2. Odinson and Glyph Racker.
Hello everybody and welcome to day 4 of the monthly marble race. I am Glyph Racker.
I am Odinson. Welcome to the second day of the semifinals. Today we're going to have our last 2 finalists and I for one can't wait for it. But before we get into all that, I just want to remind everybody to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Because, hey, here at the Side Order, you will always have a seat at the table. So pull up a chair and join us.
And before we jump into all those races, I'd just like to send a big thank you to all this month's racers yet again, that being Team White, Hojo Dojo, Karma Jolt, and of course, us at the Side Order.
That's right, a big thanks to all our teams and our racers. We couldn't do this without you. So much love to all the teams, and thank you for being a part of our big marble race.
So with seconds away before we get down to the track, I'm just again making sure you guys smash that thumb, and let's go down to the race below.
Well, the marbles are ready, and so are we. Let's get it going.
With our first race holding Orange Stang, Country Girl, Willie Woods, and Kira H.
That's right, it's an exciting lineup of racers. We'll see who comes out on top on this one. They all want that spot in the finals, but only one can have it, and let's find out who that's going to be.
Got 3 rounds, so let's see who's going to get that sweet 5 in this one. With Orange Stang jumping out of the gates early, not paying off so well though.
No, not doing so well on that one. Country Girl taking a little bit of an early lead, but being passed by Willie Woods. Having a little bit of trepidation at the edge, doesn't look like she wants to jump and is just going to stop there.
However, Willie Woods and Kira H are fighting for that first place, playing leapfrog almost.
Orange Stang also right there. Kira H taking that lead, but Orange Stang and Willie Woods not far behind at all, not letting her rest on those laurels or get comfortable in any way.
As they're moving down the Big Panda arm, Orange Stang gives a little shove, cuts ahead with that shove.
Yeah, gives a little shove that usually doesn't work out, but in this one instance it actually did, and Orange Stang managing to take the lead from that little shove.
And gets on the stairwell with everyone else on board. Country Girl is still trying to make that jump. Just do it. Just jump.
Yeah, Country Girl looks like she just, psyched herself out on the edge or something and just hasn't been able to make the jump. That's unfortunate. I'm sure she'll rally back in the next round.
I certainly would hope so. Here we have Orange Stang, Kira H, and Willie Woods, all just neck and neck, waiting for that first and better line.
Well, now so far, Kira H looks like they will be the one to get into the lane the first. So far, almost universally, the person who is most to the inside will be the first one into the pinball machine. So we'll see if that still holds true here today.
Also, whoever gets that smooth line. So it's about that smoothness. If you can cut ahead, get a couple seconds, we're about to find out who's got it. As Kira H just jumps off the track, miles ahead of everybody.
Kira H coming off the track pretty nicely, but Orange Stang and Willie Woods, of course, catching up on the slowdown on that corner, as always.
Everyone's doing pretty good through the pinball area. Kira H finding a nice line.
I tell you, on a completely unrelated note, well, slightly related, I do hope in the coming months we have a little bit of an easier time. Boy, this marble race has been interesting. And Orange Stang with a surprise victory.
Orange Stang getting a sweet 5. Kira H getting 3. And here comes Willie Woods to get 2 points.
Wow, good race. Nice to see 3 people finish. Orange Stang with the surprise victory while I was going off on a tangent. So gotta like that. Congratulations to him on that sweet 5 points.
But now, heading into the second heat of this race.
Well, you know, Country Girl is looking to do a little bit better as you see the point totals there after Heat 1. She couldn't make it over that jump, and unfortunately, that just meant she did not finish at all.
So let's move on to Heat 2 and hope for the best, as they are now off and down the track they go. Looking like Orange Stang and Kira H are fighting for first. Kira H taking that nice smooth jump through, and Country Girl leaping over everyone there.
Yeah, did you just see that? Kira H actually jumped over one of the cars. That was pretty cool.
That was quite interesting. Don't think we've seen that at all this race.
I don't think we have, but what we see right now is Country Girl maintaining her lead so far through the early going, but Orange Stang saying no to that.
Orange Stang now cutting ahead, running down the nose, across the eyes.
Orange Stang making some good time, makes it onto that stair alone. Kira H and Country Girl and Willie Woods are a whole step behind. Wow, looks like everyone might actually finish this one.
This looks like a party.
However, they are going to have to catch up to Orange Stang, as he will almost certainly make it into pinball machine first.
Not the ramp, just literally 2 steps away. 3 steps away.
All right, Orange Stang almost to the top of the stairs of glory, about to go over that ramp and off into the pinball machine with a nice healthy lead here.
Now it's just a matter of maintaining it, holding it, making sure he can get that sweet 5 points.
Well, he sure would like to. 2 first places are usually enough to carry the day for you in the second semi-final round. So, well, there's Orange Stang. Looks like he is going to take that second victory, and he does.
That is really nice to see. You're straight down, no messing around in the pinball machine. Willie Woods is trying to do the same. Country Girl looks like she is stalled out.
Ooh, almost stopped for a second there. Kira might be nice and hit her, but hasn't. And there's Willie Woods now going in for that second.
Willie Woods is getting 3.
And it looks like Kira H is also stalled out here on the pinball machine.
You really do hate to see that. Another dual stall out, but hey, it's a part of the marble race.
Well, these things do happen on the race. It is just part of the races. But there you see our 2 victors, especially Orange Stang, who's now got himself a nice, comfortable little lead.
That is correct, as Orange Stang is going to be marked here with, I believe, a sweet 10 points. Willie Woods with 5, Kira H with 3, and Country Girl with nothing.
I hate to see that. Country Girl is not having a good day in the semifinals here today. Now, hopefully, with any amount of luck for Orange Stang, all he needs to do is score some points here on this heat, and he wins.
All you need to do is just cross the finish line.
Doesn't even matter where, he can finish last and still win the whole thing here today, so we'll see how Orange Stang can hold it together.
As Willie Woods is jumping ahead.
Never know, maybe we could end up with a playoff. It's possible.
It is very possible. And that's seeming to be the way Willie Woods definitely wants it, as he moves with a clear distance. Ooh, I say that, and then he stalls out.
Gets a little knock there, and I think that might have gotten him moving again. However, Country Girl and Kira H battling it out. Orange Stang, I'm not sure exactly where he is. He probably really needs to get a move on here unless they want to force a playoff.
That is correct. Just a point is all you'll need to secure your victory as the three get together.
And Orange Stang came off of the track. Ow!
So now the deciding moment comes down to Willie Woods.
If Willie Woods can win this race, he forces a playoff between himself and Orange Stang, I do believe.
We're not the officials, but I believe you are correct.
Well, mathematically, that does seem to add up, so we're going to see what happens here. Willie Woods, I'm sure, would really love to force that playoff, so, it would be also exciting to see a rare playoff. You don't get them very often.
That is very, very true. As now they are just 2 steps away from greatness to figure out who is possibly going to have a playoff. As Willie Woods jumping ahead, definitely wanting that playoff to happen.
Wow, Willie Woods definitely wants that win. He just took off like a bullet off the stairs and is the first one into the pinball machine with some vigor, finding himself right through there quickly and taking the win. Wow!
Wowee, jumping straight down the track, running right away with a sweet victory.
Wow, that is one extra sweet victory, because right there with that means he is going to force a playoff between him and Orange Stang. Whoa, Kira H getting Country Girl moving again.
Getting them moving around, making sure that they can get a couple extra points, just personal points at this point.
Well, it really doesn't mean anything at this point. I do believe that Willie Woods has forced that playoff and will now have to have a race against Orange Stang to determine just who will go on to the finals.
As there you see Kira H getting a couple points for their score. And I think Country Girl is going to fall in and get a couple for themselves as well.
Well, at least Country Girl doesn't go scoreless, and that's always nice. But, unfortunately, that does mean that Orange Stang and Willie Woods, we're going to see it here in a moment, but I do believe that is correct. They do have to have a playoff. How exciting!
This is so awesome. A semi-final playoff. Who is going to be our next finalist? It's down between these two people right here, Orange Stang and Willie Woods.
Wow, very, very exciting stuff. You very rarely see a playoff, and to see one here today is just fantastic. I think this is only our second or third one ever.
I also agree with that. I believe you are correct. As Willie Woods is now jumping down the freeway at lightning speed.
Willie Woods taking himself a nice little early lead.
Slowing down over the Panda. Orange Stang making a quick pass.
But not quick enough, as Willie Woods shoves him out of the way and takes the lead again onto the sunglasses. Quite quickly, Willie Woods coming onto the stairs with some speed, but not getting any real lead over Orange Stang.
No distance was made. These racers are at an incredible pace. One of them definitely wants themselves that one step closer to the $150 Canadian.
Well, I can say this, Orange Stang has made a critical error here that may cost him, and that's he's allowed Willie Woods to crowd him over to the one side of the stairs, giving Willie Woods a better line on the chute into the pinball machine.
So unless he shoves them back over to the other side, it looks like it might be a better draw for Willie Woods.
Well, as we've seen on this track, whoever can be closest to the center usually will get in first, and that's going to hold true here today. Willie Woods managing to shove him over, making a nice move.
Making a nice move, going into the pinball machine. They are bouncing off the walls. Making it up to the top corner. Wow, that's the first I've seen of that one.
Oh, yeah, I think we've only actually seen one other person get all the way up there. Orange Stang trying to get into that hole, but not quite being able to do it. However, there it is. Looks like he's going to win this.
There you see it, folks. Orange Stang is moving on to the finals.
Wow, how very exciting. There's Willie Woods, still fairly caught up, but it really doesn't matter at the moment or at all anymore, because that is the end of that. Orange Stang's moving on to the finals. Congratulations, Team White.
Congratulations, Team White, and congratulations, Orange Stang. But let's go do, more importantly, a commercial.
All right, here's a quick break.
Hey there, sports fans. Glyph here with a huge thank you, first of all, to all those who participate in the marble race. I'd really love if you guys could head on over to their channels and check them out once the race is over. Send them a big old thumbs up, but the real reason why I'm here. Merch! We got a whole bunch of merch over at Fourth Wall, and we'd love for you guys to check it out. Upgrade your style game with a whole bunch of stuff, including pillows, t-shirts, socks, drinkware, hats, and so much more. Not to mention that we also do have our own limited time collection of marble race stuff. So if you want to go and support your team and help keep the lights on here at the side order, head on over to Fourth Wall and purchase yourself a couple of shirts. But if that's not your thing and your style game is like on point, well, I got maybe a little help. Because let's face it, all those energy drinks and gamer drinks out there, they're a little bit on the sugary side. Well, we can help you out there. Head on over to swiftenergy.gg, use our promo code SIDEORDER25, and you can save 25% off all site-wide. You also can look up for our beautiful own product, our very own gamer fuel, Rocket Juice. And you can use that magical promo code, yet again, SIDEORDER25, and save 25% off on all your purchases. But let's get back to the races. Gentlemen?
Gentlemen, you're talking to yourself. What have you gone completely insane? Don't speak to yourself in the third person. It's weird. Anyway, here we are back at the races and getting ready for the next set of heats.
Where we have Kyrian, YY, Snowgraft, and Gudaguy duking it out for that last final spot.
That is right. This is the last final spot, and will determine which of these four racers gets that spot and gets one step closer to that $150 Canadian grand prize. Good luck to our racers, and good luck to all our teams.
As it looks like Kyrian, YY, and Gudaguy are all in a big fight for that first. Getting that sweet 5 points early is very important.
Well, it's a nice morale boost to win that first race. Also, the 5 points never hurts in any race series. So, Gudaguy taking a nice little lead here, but Kyrian not too far behind at all.
That is correct. YY is right on their tail as well. This is going to be a close one. Who wants that more? As Kyrian now jumps ahead. Gudaguy. Oh, and Snowgraft out of nowhere.
Wow, everybody making nice passes there. Spreading out on the stairs might not be the greatest idea, but everybody's doing it anyway. You'd almost think these marbles haven't watched the races that came before or something.
Yeah, is there not a screen in the team rooms?
I had thought there was, but I could be wrong. However, Gudaguy is so far in the best position coming up the stairs here. We'll see how that pans out for him.
It definitely will.
I mean, at this point, it is anyone's race. We have seen someone in this series win a race from YY's position.
That we have, as Gudaguy is first to drop, and across and down. With Kyrian and Snow right behind.
Kyrian and Snowgraft right behind Gudaguy. And here comes YY now into the pinball machine. We'll see how they fare. Kyrian being bounced all over the place. Snowgraft looks to have stalled.
Looks like there's a lot of action going on, but YY finding that invisible smooth path.
Well, there it is. I was just saying as they were way on the stairs, we have seen someone win from YY's position. And there we see it right there as YY takes the first heat.
YY gets 5, Gudaguy gets 3, Kyrian gets 2. And unfortunately, Snow, you're getting the goose egg.
Unfortunately, Snowgraft, you have failed to finish, so you do not get points. However, congratulations to the rest of our racers. You have scored yourself a little points. There you see the scores after that first heat. And moving on, we've got more racing action.
That we do. Same racers, Heat 2.
That's right. I'm sure Snowgraft is looking for a little bit of redemption here. Not doing very well in that last one. Stalling out at the very end. Hate to see it. Hope they perform a little bit better here.
That you do, as they are off and down the track they go with Snow and everyone else bouncing around. Looks like YY's managed to take that sweet first spot again.
Almost looked to me like Guy hit Snowgraph in the air.
I think there was a collision. We'll definitely have to go back and check the replay.
At YY getting a pretty good lead. Kyrian was not looking too far behind, but they seem pretty distant now as YY taking sole possession of the lead over the Fat Panda.
We're just going to quickly head up over here to the replay.
And there you do see it. They do indeed. Wow, that hit them in the air. What an interesting move. All right, back to the race.
With YY being the first one on the track, Guy and Snow crawling in behind.
Yep, they are in behind. It looks like Kyrian has fallen into the blue void. I do believe I saw their name down in the void earlier. That is unfortunate. YY, though, looking to have some dominance in this round. If they can win this one, they might just put it out of reach for everyone else.
Another solid push for Team Karma Jolt.
It is indeed. It is indeed. They Karma Jolt heavily represented in this series and doing pretty well in it so far.
He certainly is. And all his racers are certainly as well, as YY is taking off and being the first one towards that pinball machine. Can he secure that 5 points, giving himself 10 points?
Well, we're going to find out. However, they won from that lower stair position last time, so maybe one of those other racers can manage to pull the same thing on YY here.
Oh, almost a stall out.
Managed to get moving again, and no one's even close. YY going to take that 5 points.
YY taking that 5 all by himself. Looks like Snow's slowing down. Guy's bouncing around.
Well, Guy going to get themselves 3 for the second race in a row. Guy at least trying to push here for a little bit of contention in the races.
There we go. Snow's getting moving again. And nope.
Unfortunately, we're pushed just into the dead zone outside the gear, and that is going to end that race for them. That you hate to see it. You really hate to see it. But there's YY taking a nice and comfortable lead.
With 5 more points for YY, 3 more for Guy. Solid lead for YY with 10, and Guy with 6. Can't forget Kyrian with 2.
Well, now Guy can take this with a win, and if YY rings out or fails to finish. I don't know if that'll happen, but if it does, we could see Guy win it.
We very well could.
It's out of reach for any of the other racers, win or lose.
As Kyrian's now taking off, definitely wanting it still at least 5 points for at least us.
Well, I guess they'd like to get their team, the side order, us, some points, so we appreciate that at least. Guy. Oh, taking a really, really bad bounce there. I hope they can recover from that. There's Snowgraph falling off the track again. That is a catastrophically bad round of racing for Snow. Hate to see it.
You certainly do. You certainly do. As Kyrian's yet again taking that early run. Doesn't seem like there's too many competitors behind.
I'm pretty sure YY and Guy are at least hopefully back there somewhere, but Kyrian running away with this heat thus far.
As they head to this stairs, there's Guy.
There's Guy. Apparently he did not. Oh, look at that. YY has stalled. If Guy can pull out the victory, he can steal the win and that spot in the finals.
Can Guy do it? Can Guy beat Kyrian? Kyrian's had this epic lead just a little bit early on. Is it enough to continue on? To move that one step closer to the $150 Canadian.
Well, Kyrian with a nice little lead and good position to get into that chute with some pretty high speed. So maybe they can make that payoff and take the win. If they do, they spoil Guy's day and hand the victory to YY.
Another spoiler? In a marble race? Oh.
Yeah, well, as I've said in previous races, I guess if you can't win, you can be the spoiler. And that appears to be looking like what Kyrian is trying to do here today.
As Kyrian now shoots their way into the pinball machine. Just gotta find that sweet line. Gouda guys, just like a shark coming into the pinball machine now. And there you go. Kyrian almost got hung up, but gets a sweet 5 points.
Well, Kyrian gets 5 points, gets us a point here at the side order. Gouda guys gonna finish with their third straight third, but it is not enough. YY, despite not even finishing, moves on to the finals.
That is correct. Congratulations, YY. You are our final finalist, and you also got yourself a point or team point for Team Carmichael.
That's right, Carmichael could use the points as he's not been in all of the races, so he's certainly probably appreciative of that. But there you see the score after that heat, and then there you see the total scores, and there you see it, YY by 1.
YY takes its final spot with 1 point. Congratulations, everyone there. Carmichael, YY, and everyone at home. Thank you very, very much for watching. Don't forget to swing on by tomorrow. We've got some more amazing racing action. Otherwise, though, I've been Glyph Fracker.
I have been Odinson. Thank you very, very much for joining us here on the final day of the semifinals. Tomorrow, of course, we will have the finals on tap and find out who wins that $150 Canadian. I can't wait. Don't forget to check out our Discord. Link to that is in the description below, and we sure would love to see you over there.
There's a quick look at all the finalists and everyone we're expecting to see tomorrow. But with all that out of the way, you guys know the deal, which is take it easy.
Have a good one, all.